Good evening, everybody. Sorry, I was not quite ready, or was ready a little bit later than we anticipated. So sorry, I was just trying to guzzle that down while before I came on. All right, evening. Let's hope the internet is not going to play up for us. It's looking a little bit fuzzy on my computer screen, so hopefully that clears up as it refocuses. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. My name is Kelley Farley. I'm an independent Stampin' Art demonstrator in Karaka, Auckland, and that is Sticky. And tonight we're just going to do this cute little card, which was inspired by Rhonda Wade, who is a demonstrator in America, and she did this as her 5-minute Friday. Hey, Alison. So, where is that gone? So I thought, oh, this is quite cute. It's a nice quick start to the, it's a nice way to use up some DSP. It's, if you don't have very many stamp sets, if you want a couple of quick cards, that you can embellish and do whatever you want later on. But so it has this little piece in the middle, and as you can slide it through, so it's kind of interactive, so that's quite cute. But then you can pull it out and then open up your card. So I've done a little bit, I've played around with the locking mechanism that I used. Rhonda just had she actually did use the same paper, and she used a stamped reindeer, but I've just noticed that this is actually pulling. So what I'll do is I'll just make sure that that's burnished properly, and I will probably use a bigger panel there. If you've got a bigger image, that will probably hold it in place a little bit more, but this is, because it's designer series paper, it's quite a bit lighter. So, excuse me, I just want to grab a tissue. So, how's everyone's weekend been? It's pouring with rain. Just started pouring with rain here. And so, that's, I have to say I'm a bit excited because I don't have to go to work tomorrow that it's raining. Hi, Andrea. So, let's get started. So I'm going to use a piece of shaded spruce. I'm using some designer series paper from the same pack as the what's it called? Reindeer one. And stamps. We're going to use the stamp set actually is carried over from last year, so you may have it. Marius Trees. So you're going to take a piece of A4, move stuff out of the way. Where did I put my trimmer? I feel like I've got stuff in my teeth. Oh, that's really productive. I did an online stamping class all day, and so it was quite good that it was raining. I didn't feel so guilty. So, standard size A4, A5 card base. Alright. So what you're going to do is, I'm going to pop it in here. I'm actually going to do it from this end. I'm going to go up to 1 1/4 inches. Alright, so you can't, because it's, you've got more to hold this side, you can actually go there 1 1/4 inches. Alright, and you're just going to score that. You're going to rotate it around so that your score line is on this end, on the bottom end, and then you're going to go to, let me just double check what my measurements were, 5.5. So I've adapted this from Rhonda's because our card size is a little bit different to hers, and so when I was playing around with it, it didn't really quite work out. So we're just going to take, because our card is 8 1/4 wide, and we're just going to take a little 1/4 inch sliver off the bottom. So this will be what your card looks like. You can cut that first if you want to. So basically you need an 8-inch wide card and then a standard card base. So you're gonna that's pretty much all our scoring. So where did I put my bone folder? Here we go. I'm just gonna burnish our score lines, and the more we burnish them, the more we break down the fibres, and the easier it is for them to sit and move when we want them to move. Alright, so what I didn't cut was my inside piece. So let me just get a piece of what for that. Okay, so you're going to need a piece that is 4 inches wide, so that's too wide. I'm going to go 14.35 by 4. This is slight. You could make it slightly narrower, but it is essentially, because the American sizes, their inside pieces are usually about 4 inches. I think it's about 4 1/4. I might just take a little bit off the bottom just to make it even. Sorry, I feel like I've got bacon in my teeth. So let's make that. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we have that one, and that one, and then that one. Just didn't seem to fit right. Okay, that's better. Alright, so this piece here is going to go in here. So I just made that 5 1/2. I think it was. Yeah, 5 1/2 by 4. If you want to play around with the measurements and get it a bit closer to our card size, that's fine. It'll still fit in one of our envelopes. It's just a little bit deeper here. Okay, so we're not going to glue that down because we want to stamp and get it lined up before we so we'll flip it over and we're going to decorate the top. Now I've got a couple of pieces of designer series paper which is going to fit into, so this is 1 3/8 and this one is 2 3/8, and this one's going to go on the top here. Okay, so we're just going to glue those down. Thank you to Andrea, Jill and Alison for all your creativity this week. It was great to see lots of variations of the card that I did last week. So thank you very much for that. If you've got directional paper, I actually didn't manage to cut it so that I lined it up. So it looks a bit odd. And it actually is the wrong way. Just it's easier lying it flat, but you just need to make sure that when it flips around, because it's not actually going to be that way, when it flips around, it's going the way that you want it to go. I mean, lights can drape anyway, can't they? You could also go this way if you wanted to. If you had some DSP that was more set to that way, then you could do that. So again, we're just going to pop this on here, nice and even around the edge. Oh, That didn't work, did it? And now it's starting to stick. It's not as free to move. Okay, there we go. So that's our front cover with our designer series paper. Now, for the mechanism inside here, Rhonda used a circle. I went and tried it with this. It's probably not big enough, so I'd say, because I did wonder about this one. So let's give this one a go and see how that goes. And I'm going to use 2 because I want to, it's stand weight card, not fat card, so it is kind of taking, but you could use any, you just have to make sure that when it's in here that it's there's going to be enough holding on to the inside there that it's going to slide across, but it's not going to pop out. So this might work. So we're going to pop that in here, about there. That's about even on each side. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop that in there. Oh, actually, I just had a thought. To make it a bit stronger, I'm going to put them together. I was going to put one on the front and one in the back, but I'll actually just make that a bit thicker and a bit stronger. Let's do one more. You can use coloured cardstock if you want to. You want to use a little bit of chipboard. I'm just noticing that that card that I did before, because I'm also going to use designer series paper to decorate it, or a stamped image, it's not going to be as thick. So I just popped 3 layers on here. Oh, thanks, Alison. So I've got 3 layers on here and just nicely glued them down just to give yourself a nice thick panel. Give them a chance to actually adhere. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set that in there, maybe a bit higher up there and there, and then you want a couple of dimensionals. Now, I didn't cut anything out, so I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals in the gaps here, and I'm going to do them in the middle of my shape. The reason that I did it in there is to make sure that you get it in the space so that you know that it's kind of evenly balanced on each side. Oh, maybe I'll use a tree. Let's do a tree. It's a bit big. Oh, actually, let's just stick with some designer series paper. No, let's do that one. And make this a tree. On there. And hopefully this one is conditioned enough that it's going to take the ink. No. So I'm just using the Stampin' Right markers to see if I can get a good image of in multicolour. But it's a bit streaky with the pens. On the photopolymer it doesn't it's kind of like resisting it, but we'll give it a go anyway. On this one. It's not the best, but I could mask it up, but I'm going to leave it. And there are some dies. That will fit that. So let's put that through the die cutting machine. Okay, turn it off. Okie doke. So this is our little tree. And actually, if a bit of shaded spruce behind, it might be quite nice. Big. Nope. Is it going to be too big on here? Nope. Okay, so this set here, you get dies that will cut the whole tree, and then there's 4 layers, 3 layers, and 2 layers. So this is the next one up from what I just cut the words out with. And so hopefully it'll fit properly onto. I was using my machine this morning and cutting some circles, and as it came through, the second one came through, they flew out of there and across the whole, one of the plates came out and everything. It was funny. I was like, oh, I got quite a fright. Afterwards I thought, wow, that's pretty intense. Okay. So this is just post-it note, and I've just ripped it so it's the sticky bit, and I've used that about 5 or 6 times now, and it's still sticky enough to hold your die in place. So don't throw them away once you've used them. Keep them to go back to. Okay, I'm going to pop that on there. So now we're going to get our piece back in here. We need to make sure that there's a decent amount, like it doesn't have to be huge, but there's enough clearance at each side of our dimensionals. I'm going to keep that closed nice and tight, and then we're going to bring our tree in and just move it over ever so slightly. which is risky now that I've just taken the backing off them. I want to get my tree a little bit further on there. There we go. And that's going to hold it better. And then we just slide it off, like so. And then what we're going to do, I left this off because I was going to do a sentiment inside, like this one. And so what I did is I popped it in, I lined it up in here, and then I closed it and just put a couple of pencil marks either side. And then I could stamp this on a flat surface and then glue it back in so it was lined up with the gap. Because my sentiment is on my tree, I don't need to do that. Yeah, it does make a difference, doesn't it, Alison? It's quite, I quite like the bigger tree on it. So you can have it so that it sits in the middle if you want to. You can have it so that it sits off to the side. You could put some little, let's put some little, some decorations. On the inside here. So I'll show you, will they fit? No, but you can see a couple of them. So just with a pencil, I'm just going to put a couple of lines just on the inside of those score marks, of those cuts, and then using these, I'm going to I don't know my real red is, shaded spruce, because I don't think the pen's going to work too well on these. So then you can line them up. I might just have two like that. And two like that. Put that up in a clean. And then using a black pen. Yep. And a ruler. Hopefully one with the strange. Take my glasses off. Should have rubbed out the pencil marks. Let me rub them out on this side. And wait for the ink on this side to dry properly. Okay. So then this can go in here. Like so. Just make sure down just a little bit. There you go. And so you've got your little ornaments on the inside. You can write a sentiment, write a message, and then close it up with that as your. So you can have something as simple as this, where you, maybe I'll put another one of these in the back, just to hold it. It just feels a little bit flimsy. Come on. Thanks, ladies. Let's put this one back on. I'll just give him a little bit of extra strength, extra weight maybe. I think the part of it is that I've made that bit in the front too small. There you go. So relatively quick if you didn't mess around with it like me. Then where did that come from? Inside there. Nope. No, that one went there. That one went there. Yeah, if you didn't mess around with that and change your mind and decorate the inside, literally, like the card itself takes 5 minutes. Decorating it, and decorating can take as long as you want it to take, really, can't it? If you need a speedy card, it doesn't have to be Christmas. I just had my Christmas paper out, so that's why I kind of went with it. Yeah, so hopefully, actually it was quite a quick one because I was late coming on, so let me flip you around for the prizes. Now this was for either a pack of DSP or the gems. So one of these sets of DSP, which my bags have just arrived. So sorry, I thought you were still facing down. So some of these gems, or a selection of designer series paper. Alright, good luck, ladies. Thanks again for participating and sharing your crafting. Andrea. Congratulations, Andrea. Thank you. Alright, so would you like gems, Andrea? Sorry, that's going to make you feel a little bit sick. Gems or paper? So these are what I've got so far. The bird set. And then there's the eclectic mix. Excuse me. Let me know if there's one of these that you'd like, or if there's one of the birdie paper. Sure thing. I will pop that in an envelope and send that off to you. I hope you give this one a go, everybody. And my voice feels a little bit funny. I hope you give this card a little go. If you've got time and you want to stick around, I did an online stamping retreat today, and so I thought if you would like to, I would show you the cards that I made. Some of them may feature in upcoming classes. They're quite involved, so they're not really some of them might be a Facebook Live. We might have actually done smaller versions of them. So the first one was this one, which I'm pretty sure not that one, Alison. I'll have a look in my cupboard and see if I've got any left and see. That one was a celebration one from January, so it wasn't available to purchase in the first place yet. To get it as one of your free with a qualifying order. But I'll have a look and see in my cupboard if I've got any more. Alright, so this is the first one that we made, and this is using the Nests of Winter. So this has got some bird elements in it, Alison, but not the same kind of soft birds as those. And then it opens up, and I'm pretty sure we've done one like this. Oh, that's nice of you, Alison. Andrea, I mean. So that is the first one, and it's just a plain back on the other side. So that was card number 1. This is card number 2, and I put the belly band on upside down. So this is using a new stamp set, and I want to have a play with this and make it a bit bigger. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to give it a go. So this one here, it's using a new stamp set called, I've forgotten what it's called, something autumn. But it's got lots of cute little coffee things and donuts and pies, and which the pies, we don't really have pie like they have pie in America, but it's more like a cheesecake, I thought. And then it opens up like this, ta-da, and it's got a little wibbly bit in the middle, and then you've got 2 little pop-ups on the side. I guess it would be still fine to make it in a class that size, but just sometimes you want a little bit more space than that. Then number 3 is this one, and I didn't have the snow globe set, so I made a kind of mock-up of one using a circles die, a deckled circles, and just a strip of cardboard that I kind of pulled off the side. So that was the big front of it, and then this is the inside of it. Now I don't know how well I can, so if I stand it up it looks like that, but when you look into it, it's got these windows cut out, which has got cute little, so that's a really cute one. I'm definitely wanting to do that one again, which is lovely. And then this one, we've done a version of this one, but it was a standard card size and it had the 3 panels, and I think I used the Zoo Crew paper. So this is just a square version, and it's using the new autumn something paper. Can't remember what it's called now, but it's got all of the autumn scenes in it. And so when you lift it, you can see straight through, and you can see the paper that's at the back. So I've got the sunflower paper at the back there, and then if you keep going, you've got a sunset there. So it's like an early morning and then an evening with the sunflowers in the middle, or the daisies. They're actually daisies, I think, not sunflowers. So that is one. And then this is another one. I did 6, so this is number 5, and this one is definitely going to be part of a class, whether it's this fancy fold class or whether it's another one. So you've got a now this is a 5x7, so on the back it's got a space to write that's hidden, so if you've got, you know, a nice message that you don't want all and sundry to read, then that's quite nice too. And then this one ended up being the same designer series paper. I put the glue on the wrong side. I was supposed to put the green on there, which was this green here. So then we open it like that, and then this is a little bit of a tricky one. Now we've done one like this before, but not to this extreme, and not, so you pull that together like that and it opens inside. It's called a hidden message card, so that's the 2 on the front, and then if you flip it over on the back, I've just left them blank, but you could decorate, you could put messages or something on the back there as well. And then if you pull it gently, because my DSP is sticking, that's why it's stuck, and then that's a space that you can actually write your messages in. Close it back up. Obviously if you're giving this to someone, they're going to need to have you there guiding them so that they can, otherwise they're just going to go, oh yeah, cool, that's a cool card. It's really heavy, it's got lots of yeah. So that's my 6 cards that I made today. I'm pretty pleased I managed to get all of them done. Often it's the last one that I don't get done, so yeah, pretty stoked with all of those. Alright, Andrea, I think I've got a little bit more of that paper, so thank you very much for being so generous. But I will send that to you, and Alison, I will have a look and see if I've got any more. It is a lot of cards. It was 8 till 4 today, so they were roughly about 45 minutes with about a 15-minute and then an hour for lunch. So, but yeah, it was a good day. Especially to get all of them done. I was pretty stoked. You know, sometimes you kind of get carried away with colouring in or cutting stuff out that you actually don't get a chance to finish them. So yes, I was crafting along live. Some people were just watching and then going to craft later, but I did it. I did all but the flip one. This one here, I messed up I messed up the mechanisms, and I didn't have time to catch up, so I had to go back and finish that one. But the rest of them, I had all of the pieces cut out, ready to go. So it was just some of it was still stamping and colouring as it was live. So yeah, it was. Thank you. I was pretty pleased. I just know that if I don't do it when it's live, that I probably won't do it. Or I won't find time to, or I won't prioritise it. The same as if I've organised to have the day just to do it. So yeah, but it was a nice way to spend a wet Sunday actually. And everyone else was just having a chill day, so yeah, it was quite nice. It was a very nice day. Alright, I've babbled on too long. It is now 8:15. You lovelies have a really nice rest of your evening and a great week, and I will see you back here next Sunday. Hopefully you're free to come back and join me on Sunday night. Alright, bye for now.